go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Good evening, everybody, East, West, North, South, worldwide, and welcome to All About Sports 216, Cleveland Browns post-game show on this early Sunday evening. Here today, this is your man Keith Allen. The Browns took it on the chin today against the New England Patriots, just like I thought. I predicted the score. I was very close. I was 1 point off, 32-13. The Cleveland Browns dropped to 2-6. And put the Halloween font. It's the season. There we go. The Cleveland Browns dropped to 2-6 on the season. The New England Patriots go to 6-2 on the season. First, before I get off into the bad and the ugly and everything, I'm going to get off into the good. But first, before I get off into the good, because what I seen this past weekend, and I constantly look over these two football team programs. But before, I'm going to give you a word from my sponsor real quick. Anointed Angel Apparel, where faith, family, and fashion comes together. From stylish t-shirts and cozy sweatshirts to dazzling bling rhinestone shirts that shine with purpose, we design every piece with God at the center. But we don't stop there. Discover personalized tumblers, beautiful photo slates, custom engraven, and even UV 3D textured home decor items that make your house a home. In every design, Anointed Angel Apparel comes with a message of hope, faith, and love. Because we're more than a brand, we're a family business devoted to lifting up the name of Jesus. Shop with us today and wear your faith boldly. Anointed Angel Apparel, where your testimony becomes your style. Email anointedangel.apparel.com for a custom consultation. I am back. On this day where the Browns lost again, they're 2-6 heading into the bye week. I got some comments, but I'm not going to start the show off this way. I'm not going to start my show off this way. I'm going to start off with the good, because I got to give some props to two football programs that I have been looking over and haven't gave props to. So, first off, shout out to the Kent State Golden Flashes, who defeated the Bowling Green Falcons yesterday, 24-21. Shout out to Kent State. They are now 3-5 and have 2 wins this year in the MAC Conference. Also, going down the road, I want to give another shout out to the Akron Zips, who defeated Buffalo yesterday, 24-16. The Zips are also 3-5 this year, which means it should be a pretty interesting game when both these programs meet up a little bit later in the season. But shouts out to Kent State and Akron for getting victories. And it's like their second victory in the conference and everything. And for those two programs, that hasn't happened in a while. So shout out to Akron and Kent State on jobs well done this weekend and everything. That's the good. Now, I'm about to get to the bad. About to get to the bad. The Cleveland Browns lost today, 32-13, which I predicted the score would be 31-13. I just didn't see it happening today. Not at all. Also, but before I get into this, always remember, everybody, the chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. Also, get them likes up if you're on Facebook. Get them likes up if you're on Instagram. Get them likes up if you're on X. Get the likes up if you're on YouTube. And also remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. That's right. Please subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Like I said, I ain't too proud to take any more subscribers. I need all the subscribers I can get. Please feel free to subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. Now, back to the business of today. Far as the Browns lost and it wasn't even close and everything. And I'm going to tell you a little of my thoughts before I get into the stats and all that kind of stuff and everything. Offense, first drive out the door, was excellent. Excellent. Dylan Gabriel threw a nice touchdown pass to Harold Fannin to give the Browns a 7-3 lead. The defense was playing inspired in the first half. The Browns in the first half won the turnover battle. They had got an interception by Carson Schwetzinger. Carson Schwetzinger's first career interception. But New England somehow, in the first half of the Browns, really, in a sense, outplayed New England really defensively. But New England somehow, in the first half, ended it going in at halftime and lead 9-7. And I said to myself, I keep it 100. I said to myself, if the Browns offense don't get going in the second half, the dam is going to burst. The dam is going to burst if the Browns offense don't get going in the second half. Because after that first drive, which the first 15 plays are scripted and everything and whatnot, the Browns ain't do shit on offense. For real. They didn't do shit on offense. I mean, after the first drive, it seemed like in the rest of the first half, they quit going to the tight ends. Quit going to Fannin. Quit going to what's working for you and everything. New England, like I said, stuffed the run, which meant Dylan Gabriel was going to have to beat us with his arm, and he showed he couldn't do that. He definitely showed he couldn't do that, which leads me to saying this. It's time for a change, Jimmy Haslam. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. Because 6 years, and you holding on to continuity as your excuse to hold on to this crap. 6 years. And be honestly, looking at this game, both Barry and Stefanski deserve to be gone. For real. If you're looking at this game, both guys deserve to be gone. And I ain't in favor of people losing their jobs, but how much longer can we keep trotting this crap out there? For real. I mean, seriously, how long can we keep trotting this crap out there? I mean, I just want to know. How long can we keep trotting this crap out there? Kevin Stefanski's offense is crappy. Shout out to Mark Sheriff, because he said some things that was very on point, and he said that he said that the Browns got little receivers, and how in the world you expect to do anything with little receivers? But guess who drafted and signed them all? Andrew Berry. But can't just put Andrew Berry on the hook, can I? Because Kevin Stefanski has said numerous times during his 6-year tenure that him and Andrew Berry are joined at the hip and it is a collaborative effort. So to me, both gotta go. For real. Jimmy, I'm going to tell you like this. Because I'm going to encourage the fans to do something that really I never thought I would have to do. But I think I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go to one of my other virtual backgrounds. And I'm going to say this. This is how the stadium should look November 16th when the Ravens come here. If the Browns lose to the Jets, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry is still in, and this product is still crappy after the bye week, this is how the stadium should look when you play the Baltimore Ravens. Because, see, only thing Jimmy gonna understand is cash not coming in. Because Jimmy figure he got the fans here pimped. He does. He figures he has the fans here pimped. He said, well, I can trot out any amount of garbage I can because you're going to come watch. You're going to come buy jerseys. You're going to come tailgate. You're going to come drink the beer. You're going to come spend money on the loges. All that. For the crappy product that these fans who I feel sorry for receive. And you know why I got a big heart for the fans? Because I was a season ticket holder at one time for about 3 to 4 years. Didn't get nothing, no playoff wins. Well, did get a playoff win in 2020, but didn't get nothing surmountable. All I got was higher prices every year. And I'm saying like this. Changes need to be made. I don't see how you can continue with Kevin Stefanski. Offense is horrid, terrible, crappy, shit taken. The offense is horrible. Here it is. I predicted the score of the game to the T. 32-13. And I said to myself at halftime, if the offense don't get it going, it's going to become a shit show. And the dam is going to bust because I felt it. I just felt it. Because I said the defense played their asses off. Think about this. As much as our bullshit media here in Cleveland likes to call out Myles Garrett for getting speeding tickets, Myles Garrett for saying this, Myles Garrett ain't a leader, this, that, and the other. Do you know that guy had 5 sacks today? 5 sacks. Browns as a team had 6. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks. Carson Schwarzenegger had his first career interception. And it all to be wasted for another ass kicking. 5 sacks. 5 sacks. For another ass kicking. People call Myles Garrett out saying he's not a leader and all this stuff, but goddammit, he ain't got to be a leader. If he's getting 5 sacks for me in a game, 5 sacks, Media, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and put your coach out there to pasture, which is something evidently y'all motherfuckers, excuse my language, is scared to do. If we was in New York, if we was in Texas, like Dallas or California, LA, somewhere like that, Kevin would have been dismissed. He would have been dismissed. But our media here in Cleveland is a bunch of fucking pansies. A bunch of pansies. Keep saying, oh, well, who we going to get next? If Kevin goes, he's the two-time coach of the year. Two-time coach of the year in the 2 years he only finished over 500 in 6 years. How does that sink in? And in 2 years that he was coach of the year, the Browns weren't expected to do shit. And in the next years after, they didn't do shit. And this year is the same case. They ain't doing shit. Like I said, hit the likes, comment, feel free to chime in. But like I said, Jimmy needs to move on. He needs to move on from Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. As far as I'm concerned, both of them can get hall passes up out of here. Both of them. Because this team is a joke. It is a joke. Mark Shreve said, hey, we got too little receivers. We got too many little receivers. How do you construct a team like that? Too little receivers. Mark Shreve said, hey, we quit throwing the ball to the tight end. Which, after the first drive, they did. Dylan Gabriel. He had a tough day. He had a tough day. And this is where I get to it. Is that you passed over Jackson Dart for Dylan Gabriel. Jackson Dart, who's doing things in New York, even though the Giants lost today, but Jackson Dart looks like he can play in this league. Dylan Gabriel looks like he will be a backup, like I've been calling it. I've been saying it all the times before, months before. I said Dylan Gabriel looks like a guy that will be a backup for about 10 years. Then offensive quarterback coach, then offensive coordinator, and then in about 15, a head coach. A head coach. But right now, Dylan doesn't have it. He threw 2 interceptions, 1 interception on the play where I don't think he's seen Spillane coming on a play to the tight end. He didn't see Spillane. And then he tried to go long and go deep, and he threw it into double coverage, and it got picked off, which was a hell of an interception by the guy on the Patriots. It was a hell of an interception, but Dylan Gabriel ain't it. And you mean to tell me if this was Kevin Stefanski's guy and Barry went along with it, because like you said, they're a conglomerative effort. They're joined at the hip. So like I said, both of them got to go. And it looks bad on Stefanski. And what really looks bad on Stefanski, Joe Flacco lit it up in the air again for the Bengals. He lit it up in the air again for the Bengals and everything. And I'll say this, Barry, this draft class might be decent, but it's not going to save your job. It's not going to save your job. Because I'm going to tell you like this, and this is real. I can't trust neither one of those two clowns to so-and-so pick a quarterback next year, or so-and-so pick an offensive tackle, or so-and-so pick a wide receiver next year. Because look, you telling me that Dylan Gabriel was the guy you had selected as the guy over Jackson Dart? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Crazy. That is crazy. crazy. You mean to tell me that your third round draft pick, I think from last year or the year before last, is a healthy scratch again this year? Healthy scratch again this season? All year and he's not hurt? That's crazy. That is crazy. Totally crazy. Like I said, far as I'm concerned, Jimmy, I know you waiting on your dome in 2029, but I'm going to tell you like this. Can you survive 3 years of looking at your stadium like this at 1 o'clock in back of me? Bunch of empty seats or people with bags on their faces? Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? Because the way this team is not that far from being an expansion team. And here it is, we 25 years in, and we still talking about expansion. That is a shame. Total shame. I mean, the offense is nasty. And and then on top of that, your bell cow got hurt. Quinshon Judkins got hurt. So now, good thing the bye week is here. And I heard Kevin Stefanski in a press conference say that Dylan Gabriel still is going to be his starter for New York, means that's all more means for Stefanski. He has to go. He has to go. But Jimmy, by you keeping Stefanski and Andrew Berry along, it just shows that you don't give a fuck about winning. And you're content with losing. That's all. That's how I see it. You're just content with being a loser, being a laughing stock of the league. You don't want to win. Because any other cities wouldn't have had this. You think Pittsburgh would go along with some shit like this? And here it is. Mike Tomlin can start me at quarterback with a bad foot and kidney problems and go 9-8 with me calling the signals at quarterback. And here it is. You trust in Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry. They drafted Dylan Gabriel over Jackson Dart. Whew. Bad. Just bad. Just bad. Just bad. Just bad. Like I said, they all need to go. Stefanski, Berry, the chief strategist. Nobody knows what he does. Deep Podesta. And I'm going to be honest, Jimmy, you need to find a guy that can be president of operations. That is a football guy. So that guy that is president of operations could either hire a general manager or take the general manager duties himself and hire a competent head coach and general manager that can run this team. Football guys, not analytical guys. Now you can have some analytical guys behind the scenes in the front office that can have some data to help, but you need football guys to run this franchise and bring this franchise back from the shit show that we are currently witnessing. You have to have football guys because this shit here is nasty and it ain't working at all. And plus, let's just say, in the last 2 seasons, Kevin Stefanski is 5-20 in the past 2 seasons. 5-20. And if you add those last 2 games of the 2023 season, the playoff game and the last game of the season against Cincinnati, that's 5-22. That's Hugh Jackson 1-31 territory. That's in the neighborhood. That's right down the street. Who the hell survives that? Like Bruce Arians said, how in the world this guy still has a job? How? He's supposed to be an offensive guru. He's supposed to be a quarterback whisperer. And all the quarterbacks have sucked in his presence. I can go down the line. Baker Mayfield was mid with Stefanski. Jacoby Brissett was okay. He was okay. He was okay. Deshaun Watson was awful during your tenure. Joe Flacco had the one flash in the pan because Joe Flacco said, I ain't have shit to lose in 2023. I'm coming off the couch. I'm just going to air it out, have fun. But this year, Joe Flacco looked it just like Deshaun Watson of last year. And now you have your prodigy, your supercomputer, the guy who the media says is a supercomputer. He processes and does things so well in everything. And look, behold, he sucks in your offensive system, Stefanski. He sucks. It's so bad that Deshaun Watson is liking posts saying that you gotta go. It's that bad. Kevin Stefanski, you are not a quarterback whisperer. You are a quarterback hinderer. You are not a quarterback whisperer. You are a quarterback hinderer. You are malpractice to quarterbacks. There's proof. Malpractice. Baker Mayfield was hurt. He was balling decently till he got hurt. Now you, Kevin Stefanski, supposed to be a big brother, supposed to be the coach. Should have said, you going on IR, buddy. Him, you, Barry, you going on IR. Instead, you kept trudging that guy out there to play. And he was hurt. He was hurt. And you had a high-paid backup quarterback in Case Keenum that could have did the job. He could have did the job. But no, you wanted to keep trudging Baker out there to evaluate. Should have just paid to do. Then you get Deshaun Watson. Instead of you fitting your offense around Deshaun's talents, you wanted Deshaun to fit in your system. How did that work, Kevin? How did that work? Only time this Browns offense was prolific was when Dorsey took over and when Kevin quit calling the plays and he had Jameis Winston at quarterback. That's the only time the Browns offense looked prolific. That time with Jameis Winston and a little short time when Joe Flacco came off the street and had nothing to lose and Joe Flacco just let it air out. That's the only times this Browns offense has looked at prolific. Hell, the playoff game against Pittsburgh, Stefanski wasn't in the building. Alex Van Pelt called the plays who got jettisoned out of here. But see now, Kevin, you can play Dylan Gabriel all you want because now everything now points to you. There's no Stump Mitchell to point the finger at. There's no Alex Van Pelt to point the finger at. There's no Ken Dorsey to point the finger at. There's no Baker Mayfield. There's no Odell Beckham. There's no Jarvis Landry. There's no Kareem Hunt to point fingers at. There's no Deshaun Watson to point fingers at. You got your guy out there at quarterback. Your guy that you picked in the third round where everybody else, all the other draft experts that get paid and know these things and know more than me, and I said it myself, had Dylan Gabriel as a 5th, 6th round pick at best. But y'all picked him in the 3rd round. Picked a career backup in the 3rd round. Career backup in the 3rd round. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. So, Kevin, this is your guy. So now everything is pointed at you. And Jimmy, if you keep this bunch for 2026, you's a damn fool. You is a damn fool and you deserve what you get. Because trust me, the orange seats that's looking right now, they're going to be orange and empty at that damn dome in 3-4 years. If you keep this up. So Jimmy, please, if you listening to anybody, you listen to that homeless guy when you drafted Johnny Manziel, Jimmy, listen to me. Barry and Stefanski have got to go. Barry Stefanski and Dee Podesta they've got to go. If you don't do it during the bye week, which may or may not, it's definitely at the end of this season, they should be the first thing smoking up out of the building. Find you a competent football guy that can be your president of football operations. Jimmy, you stay out the way. You just get the stadium built, cut the checks. Let that football guy hire a competent GM and hire a competent coach that can lead this team back to respectability. Because the Cleveland Browns fans deserve far more than this shit show y'all shelling out. They deserve far more better. And I'm going to be honest, November 16th to your Browns, understand y'all done made financial investments and all, but show Jimmy that you're dissatisfied with the product. And let these orange seats show during the time the Browns play the Ravens on November 16th. Because, hey, that's the only way people understand. The only way rich people understand is when you start digging in their pockets. You start digging in their pockets, you start coming to the games, whatnot, not tailgating, not buying their gear, not buying that expensive ass, high overpriced food there. That's the only way they understand. That's the only way they understand that y'all not playing. We deserve better than this. The fans of Cleveland deserve better than this. And I went a little overboard, a little long. Sorry, but I just had to say what I had to say and everything. But let me go to the stats. Let me go to the stats. Let me go to the stats and everything. And I'm going to show this on the screen and everything. Let me see. I gotta do something here. Nope, not that one. No, not that one. No, not that one. Yes, that one. You know what? I'm just going to go to the stats here and everything. Stats here. Here we go. Here's the Browns stats today. Dylan Gabriel, 21 of 35, 156 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, 1 sack, passer rating of 65.9. Rushing, Quinshon Judkins, 9 carries for 19 yards. The running game had nothing coming today. Malachi Corey had 1 run for 31 yards. How come our offense don't look like other teams' offense? And everything. Harold Fannin, 6 receptions, 62 yards, a touchdown. Long of 19 yards. Dave Njoku, 4 receptions, 37 yards, touchdown. Jamari Thrash, 2 for 31 yards. Dylan Sampson, 5 for 29 yards. And everything. Cleveland, let's see. Devin Bush recovered a fumble. He recovered a fumble. And Carson Schwarzenegger got an interception. Linebackers have been a positive spot and it's a surprise spot this season. Ronnie Hickman led the Browns with 8 tackles, 1 solo. Myles Garrett had 6 tackles, 5 sacks. Devin Bush had 6 tackles. Mahoud Diabate had 5 tackles. Denzel Ward had 5 tackles. Alex Wright had 4 tackles. Carson Schwarzenegger had 5 tackles. Now, let me go to the New England Patriots. And I'm going to give Josh McDaniels props. Drake May, 18 to 24, 282 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception. He got sacked 6 times, but he had a passer rating of 185.8. Trayvon Henderson, who led the Patriots in rushing, 10 carries, 75 yards, 7.5 yards a carry. Drake May, 7 rushes for 50 yards. Ramondre Stevenson, 14 carries for 34 yards. Terrell Jennings, 2 carries for 15 yards. Receiving, Matt Collins for the Patriots. I didn't even talk about him today. 7 receptions, 89 yards. Keyshawn Butte, 3 receptions, 75 yards and a TD. Demario Douglas, 1 reception, 44 yards. Austin Hooper, 2 receptions, 38 yards. Stephon Diggs, 3 receptions, 14 yards. He was their main pass catcher. 1 touchdown. Hunter Henry, 1 reception, 7 yards. Trayvon Henderson fumbled. Drake May fumbled. Trayvon Henderson lost his fumble. Browns got 2 turnovers again this week. Robert Spillane, 14 total tackles, 5 solo, tackle for loss, pass defense, interception, 1 interception. Marcus Jones, 6 total tackles. I'm going to give, let's just say, I'm going to give offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels from from Canton, of Canton McKinley alum, some credit. Josh McDaniels, seen that running up the middle, running up the gut wasn't working. He seen that running up the gut wasn't working. So what did Josh McDaniels do? He started exploiting the Browns' edges with the run game, which opened up the passing game. Because when you exploit the edge of the run game, now they're not going to be so aggressive coming in. And I'm like, how come the Browns don't run Dylan Sampson that way? Because Dylan Sampson is the same type of back as Trayvon Henderson is. He's not a guy that you're going to run in between the tackles. But you can run him on the edges. But we don't do that. We don't do that at all. We don't do that at all. How come New England has plays going down the field, streaking down the field? We don't do that at all. All I seen Dylan Gabriel mainly make was 5-yard plays, 2-yard plays, which kind of made me angry and everything. Because I'm like, come on. You mean to tell me all we can do is complete 3 and 4-yard passes, dink and dunk? That's all we can do? That's all we can do? I just said that's just bad. Just bad. It's just bad offense. And Jimmy, I swear, it's just bad offense. Just bad offense. Kevin has got to go. He has got to go. But thank God for the bye week. And next week, I won't be with y'all next weekend to talk about this crappy outfit of a franchise and everything. But I'm just going to say this. The Browns got a long way to go because they're in how can I say this? They're in expansion status. They're in expansion status. I seen San Francisco make it work with the backup quarterback with Mac Jones. And they had everybody out, all the receivers out and everything. I seen San Francisco make stuff work. I seen Minnesota make stuff work. But for some reason, this team, the Cleveland Browns, on offense especially, cannot get out of their own way. And like I said to myself at halftime, I said if the Browns offense don't get going in the second half, this game is going to turn ugly. And ugly it got. The dam was bursting. And I keep saying them when I do my predictions and everything, when I do my quick picks, I be thinking, I hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm wrong. I had New England winning 31-13. Straight up. 31-13. Said hope I'm wrong. But apparently I was right on the right. I was right. But like I said, I'm going to go to some scores today. Let y'all hip y'all on the scores. As you see on Thursday, I've won a Thursday night game. The LA Chargers whooped on the Vikings, Minnesota 37-10. The New York Jets came back and defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 39-38. The Philadelphia Eagles defeated the New York Giants 38-20. The Houston Texans, game I picked, defeated the San Francisco 49ers 26-15. The Baltimore Ravens came up off the snide with Snoop Huntley, another quarterback that the Browns had, but we let go. They beat the Chicago Bears 30-16. Boy, Kevin, it's not looking good in your corner. It's not looking good in your corner. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Carolina Panthers 40-9. Ooh, that's bad. The Miami Dolphins, fresh off the ass kicking they received from the Cleveland Browns last week, came back and delivered the same to the Atlanta Falcons 34-10. Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead the New Orleans Saints 7-3 at half. The Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are up 14-10 with 2:29 left in the second quarter. And the Indianapolis Colts with Mr. Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones at quarterback, lead the Tennessee Titans 17-7 in the second quarter. Tomorrow is the Packers and Steelers. And on that note, I think I'm going to get out of here. You know, as I said, the Browns lost. And like I said, be sure to subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. That's right. Be sure to subscribe to the Alan Viz Media 2 YouTube channel. And like I said, to my fans out there, to the Browns fans out there, make that stadium look like this in back of me when they play the Ravens on November 16th. To make Jimmy understand changes need to be made. Make that stadium look like this. I know some of y'all got financial commitments and all that, but hey, he don't care that he's taking your money every year. He don't care that he's taking your money, and despite all the money you paying with the high prices that keep going up every year, he still wants to put out a crappy product, thinking that he can have y'all sniffing his ass till that dome gets built, and then everything will be all good. No. Make him understand. These orange empty seats, see there? That's the only way they'll understand. The only way they understand. But changes need to be made. I done got to the conclusion Barry, Stefanski, and DePodesta need to go. They might not go during the bye week, which honestly, truthfully, they should be dismissed during the bye week. I would dismiss them during the bye week, and I'll put Schwartz at as the interim and put Tommy Reese as the offensive coordinator and let him cook, because anybody could call a game better than Stefanski. Anybody. Anybody for that in that right mind can call a game better than Stefanski. But anyway, this your man Keith Allen signing out. Everybody have a good evening. Also, don't forget to check out All About Sports 216, the show on Thursday at 6 p.m. Don't forget to check that out. Thursday at 6 p.m. as I'll talk about the Browns, the Cavs, and Ohio State as they have a big meeting with Penn State. Penn State coming up next Saturday and everything. And also today. Also, if you want to entertain yourself, hopefully, entertain yourself and get over this Browns loss, go down to the Rock or watch the Cavs tonight in action at 6 p.m. as they have their home opener for this 25-26 season as the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. Should be an interesting affair and everything, you know. Should be a very interesting affair. But, like I said, this your man Keith Allen signing off. I got to get up out of here. Everybody, have a good evening. Have a blessed week. Remember to always keep God first. And always remember, never take for granted what you may have. Because what you may have today can easily be snatched away tomorrow. And it could be anything. Anything. So never take it for granted. Anyway, this is your man Keith Allen signing out for All About Sports 216, Cleveland Browns post-game show. Everybody have a good evening and peace.
Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.